gas station. Hey everybody, I was hearing my own voice recording. I want to talk about why other people dislike other martial arts styles, particularly, let's say, other martial artists have kind of a negative feeling about, let's say, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, I'm a person that does multiple styles. Not Jiu-Jitsu as much as I used to, because doctor said too many of this and I won't have an arm to turn. It's really because it take away a lot of the business of other things. I mean, I cross-train, but deep down, I've had certain instructors that have a dirty look at BJJ. And a lot of it's BJJ fault, because there's some BJJ practitioners that think they are the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like nothing else exists except Jiu-Jitsu. Like, okay, you could be a lawyer, but if you're not a Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, you're not doing real martial arts, and that's not really fair. There's too many other styles that do too many other things. I think right now, in the last 20 years, BJJ is just, 25 years, BJJ is just hot because the UFC, Gracie, only limited people knew in the United States what BJJ was. Probably to maybe 70s, and people was training in region state, especially in California. And then UFC 1, 2, and 3, which was illegal, banned from pay-per-view, and you can only get it at Blockbuster behind the porn wall. That was such a thing back then, and yes, there was a thing called Blockbuster. It's just a lot of BJJ practitioners have made it. They're so cocky with it, and just kind of have an attitude like it's BJJ or die. But you can say the same with Taekwondo or die, or karate or die, or boxing or die. I think a lot of people are afraid of anything that may take away from their overall business. And I think you have to be like a smart martial artist and realize that you have to adapt. And a lot of martial arts don't want to adapt. They want to do it one way or do it a way, and they don't want to adapt and grow. A lot of Eastern traditional martial art have a hard time of sorry, cops are coming. Somebody hit somebody. Wow, it was pretty bad because there's a cop there, 2 cars here, so they must have boom, 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 boom. But anyway, just, a lot of people don't want to take away from their business. A lot of people want to keep their clientele. But I think if you're a true martial artist and you true to the real form, you always have a mindset of adapting. You have to adapt. You have to adapt with the times. And I'm not saying give up your Shotokan karate or your Kyokushin karate, your Muay Thai, your kickboxing, your Eskrima, Silat, Wing Chun. I'm not saying you gotta do none of that, but also understand you got to have some type of way to get off the ground. Because if I know you like Donnie Yen, you know, yep, man, with your punches, I'm not gonna go hand to hand. I literally faced a Wing Chun specialist, Filipino martial artist specialist. His hands were so quick. His hands moved like my fingers. So he would go boom, 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 just with this. And I could not, for the life of me, I couldn't stop him. But I was doing jiu-jitsu at the time, and I took him to the ground. He didn't know what to, none of this would work from off his back. And I had good side control and heavy pressure. And I learned that I became a student of his about for 5 months, and him and another person, a sensei of mine, actually went to start doing jiu-jitsu. So they start adding jiu-jitsu to their skill set and realize that they're not trying to master it. They just try to know what they're talking about just to give them an idea how to round their skills. And you got to be able to add to your repertoire and adapt and grow. And I think, you know, what jiu-jitsu have learned to do is master the ground. And a lot of people can't fight from there. A lot of things go to the ground, but a lot of people don't know what to do. After they just all muscle out, and I'm just gonna wait till you I'm basically a wrestler, but he was a wrestler years ago, maybe 20 years younger than me. He got me to the ground. I always struggle with wrestlers, especially with my lower back, because they are extremely powerful. But after I just kind of out-muscled him, not out-muscled him, I just kind of took my time and saw what he was trying to do. The moment I got full control, got side control, he was done. He spent all his energy trying to take me down. And I wasn't barely even sweating hard, because I have learned how to know how to breathe while I'm on the ground, and relax is power. It's the same in karate. You know, karate is powerful because it's relaxed. Wing Chun is powerful because it's relaxed. So I just learned to adapt, you know, and I think a lot of people need to adapt too. But their pride and their ego, you know, they don't want to, you know, anything to take away from what they've been doing for 20, 30 years. The greatest compliment is I know a 3rd or 4th degree karate practitioner. I'm sorry, not practitioner. He is, he's a, it's a special name, and he's more than a sensei. He's like a 4-time, just different terminology for those people that's 4th and 5th degree in karate. I want to say Kenoshi. I can't think of it. I know the word when I see it. This dude was humble enough to say, hey, I don't know everything I should. And he put on a gi and put on a white belt. He could easily make an excuse and say, you know what, I can just focus on karate and that's it. But he was humble enough to say, hey, I need to adapt and grow. And that's what we all should do. So, all right, guys, have a good one.